No. Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Rich Guzman.
Hi guys, I'm Anastasia, host better known as Coach Ace.
And welcome to Ace and Rich Freedom by Design. Today's video, we're going to be talking about Mindset Monday. And believe it or not, this is going to be about, are you a drifter or are you a doer? And I'm going to share a story with you that's really inspiring, that really inspired me to create this live today. Okay, it was very profound when I actually heard the story. It just blew my mind. Okay, so
I'm quite fascinated by the story, and I can't wait to share it with everybody here of our following here. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us this evening. And we're just gonna give a couple shout outs to see who's here watching us. And don't forget to like, comment, and share as we are actually having this live stream on your actual timeline. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna look over to the chat section here on Facebook and also here on YouTube. We're also live on Periscope as well. And we just did the intro over again because we just found out nobody heard us in the beginning. So I want to make sure, can you guys hear me at all? Just let me know.
Hear?
Yeah, give me a little tally here in the chat and let me know.
We good? Thank you, Tracy. We good. He said we good.
Okay, we're good?
We're
all
good.
Right, cool.
Hi, YouTube.
How you doing, guys?
Freedom
Yeah,
Warriors?
we had a little bit of sound problem in the beginning, but then we're good to
Yes.
go. So anyways, guys, let's see. Tracy Lee,
Tina
Mo
Brewer.
Moist, what's up?
Good to see you.
Welcome.
How you doing, Mo? All right.
And let's see here. I also want to make sure that this goes also on our profile.
Hey, Joyce. Good to see you as well.
And
All right.
we got here on our YouTube.
Hello, YouTubers.
What's up, YouTubers? What's happening, guys? George Jolly is on YouTube.
Be sure to smash that likes button, okay?
Smash the likes button.
That's right.
All right, and let me get back over here on Facebook here. And Periscope, we love you guys too. And let me just see here. Okay, we should be good. We should be good.
Should I get my phone and share? Or?
No, that's fine.
You good? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna put it in the timeline.
Oh, thank you.
Should be good.
Get that out of the way. Just put that thing right on the
Yeah,
timeline. See, we're doing
exactly.
it. You should be doing it
Exactly. So I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me and see me okay, because we had some audio issues in the beginning. But it's all good. It's all fine and dandy now.
too.
Okay.
You want to put it on the timeline because you put it twice on the fan page.
I did.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, hit share and then hit share again. That's the weird thing about Facebook. And then change the thing to my timeline. There you go.
Oh, I thought I did
Nah,
that.
you do it that way.
I thought I did that.
No, you did it on the fan
Oh,
page.
isn't that funny?
It happens.
See,
It's
like,
just Facebook
you,
waiting.
you ain't gotta be
Come
smart.
on, Facebook, get it together.
You ain't gotta be smart to make money on the internet. I'm telling you. You just gotta be consistent and driven and hungry.
So let's
That's what
talk
it's all
about
about.
this. Are you drifting? What is the topic?
It pretty much, are you a drifter or a doer?
I'm a doer.
Okay. And we're going to be talking about that in just a moment. Let me
Awesome.
just get this all situated for us here. Awesome, guys. And I saw somebody else pop in as well. Who else was it? No, we got everybody. Okay, cool. So anyways, guys, we're going to be starting this content here. And, over the weekend, I saw a documentary on this individual.
It was so good.
It was, you didn't watch the whole thing.
No,
yet.
I
You got
overheard
bits.
it. I'm listening because I
pieces.
have to work, okay?
Oh no, we both got
And
to
I
work,
was
but
listening.
it was just inspirational, and you got a little piece of it today. I
I
shared part of it
did.
with
I
you,
did. I did.
and you gotta watch the whole thing.
Oh, you can't tease me like that.
No,
I
you
gotta
gotta
watch the whole
you gotta
thing.
watch the whole thing.
Yes.
Because it really ties to business. Okay, there was a gentleman that was lost at sea for 76 days. 76 days. Okay, and this man survived over 2 months in the ocean, in the Atlantic. All right, and I'll be here in YouTube, right underneath. I'm gonna put the link to the actual documentary so you guys can watch it. It's that intense, okay? Now, and the reason why I feel this is tied to business is because, when he first went out there to sail, okay, his life was going like really, really bad, and he was getting a divorce, things weren't working out. So he wanted to start a whole brand new life. He wanted to start over. You ever feel that way? You just want to start over, just like being an entrepreneur. You want to have something different in your life. You want to change your whole everything that's going on in your life. You just want to change it, right? So this is what he did, and he was a experienced sailor. So he wasn't like an amateur, or nothing like that. So what he did was he sailed across to the Canary Islands from the United States across the Atlantic. And as you can see, that was a big ordeal, right? But he knows what he was doing. So he got the Canary Islands, and he said on the journey, the weather couldn't be more beautiful. It was incredible. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, this is great. It's heaven. It's exactly what I pictured, even more and better, right? So after that, here's what happened next, guys. So when he left the Canary Islands, he said, "Hey guys, don't worry about me. Don't go looking for me. I'll be fine." You know what I mean? And so he gets back out in the ocean to head back down to the Caribbean because as you know, Canary Islands is closer up to the nearest. It's like Spain, right? So it's like to go to the Caribbean, you got to go down south. So he started going down south. So as he's going down his journey to the Caribbean, what happened was the weather was still great for about a week, right? There was no problems at all. And then all of a sudden, the sky started changing. All right, it became like an ugly gray with misty showers starting and stuff, and then all of a sudden the ocean started getting a little bit rocky, right? And it started getting dark, and then the waves started getting bigger. We're talking like really, really big waves, right? And it was very, very intense, the ordeal that he was going through. Because what happened was, even though he was an experienced sailor, he says, this storm is not the biggest storm I've ever actually gone through. So he was like, he went underneath, closed the latch, and he's inside. And what he said was, people think that, when you sail, it's a quiet endeavor, right? They think it's quiet. But no, you got water hitting you on each side of the sailboat, and it's just loud. So you have to be used to that and try to get some sleep. So he was able to, go half asleep and stuff like that, get some rest. And then, but it was just water. The waves were just banging on each side of the boat. It was so bad. Nothing new, right? But something woke him up, and it was like one wave came and it just crashed, and he heard a noise, and he got up, and the sailboat was filling up with water very, very fast.
Oh no.
Okay, very, very fast. And keep in mind, it's a small sailboat, right? And so he's got like seconds to think, like he's in the middle of the Atlantic. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of miles from any island or land at all, right? So what's he got to do? So he's got seconds to think of, and he's got to react. So he can't overprocess. He can't overthink right now, or he's done. He's dead. He's going to sink, right? So he grabs the emergency life raft. So he had to get out from the bottom. He gets out, and he gets the life rope, and he's pulling on the rope so the emergency life raft, it's like a 6-man life raft, right? And he's like pulling on the string so it could expand and blow up. And it wouldn't. And the boat's like filling up with water slowly. And you can see the small sailboat just getting lower and lower in the ocean. And he's pulling, and he's like, come on. And he's pulling the string. And finally, he never gave up, and he pulled that string, and it just blew up into like a 6-man life raft.
Wow.
And the way this looked, it looked like a tent in a way, because they had like a zipper that seals around it, right? So you could, have some coverage.
Wow.
So he gets in the life raft, and when he gets in the life raft, all of a sudden he realizes, oh my God, if I don't go back and get my emergency kit, I'm gonna not last not even a couple days on this raft.
So
I have no water, I have no food, and think about it, the biggest desert is the ocean because you can't drink the salt water, right? So all of a sudden he looks at the boat, it's still sinking, and it's dark, guys, pitch dark. No lights, pitch dark. All you see is the lights from the boat, like a little faint of it. So luckily the string was still attached to the sailboat before he actually went his own way.
Wow. And
he went like this, and he went back to the boat, went back in the sailboat, and he opened the latch and went underneath it. And then he couldn't see because it was dark underneath. There was no light. It was like really dark. So all he could do was like feel around, and he felt his emergency kit. So he grabbed that emergency kit, and when he had the kit in hand, he had the knife in his hand because he had to cut the rope because he couldn't see. He just had to feel, right? So all of a sudden, a wave comes and seals the latch.
Oh no!
And he's like trying to get out, and he knows. And keep in mind, he's underwater because when he went in and when he went back to the sailboat, he had to go underneath where it was completely underwater, submerged. So he's back there, and the latch closed on him, and he can't push the latch open because of the pressure of the water, right? And he knows this is it. Like he's still holding his breath even after grabbing his emergency kit and everything, right? Could you imagine all that ordeal, just that alone? Oh wait, there's more. So what happened was a big wave came and crashed, and it released the latch at the last minute before he was about to drown. And when he got out, he just grabbed this gasp of air, and he said it was like one of the biggest reliefs that he ever felt. right?
Wow.
And then from there, he went back to the life raft with his emergency kit, and he finally saw his sailboat just go away and sink. Okay? Now, he's in the middle of the Atlantic,
Wow.
no motor, just drifting on an emergency 6-man life raft. Okay? Now, I want you to ponder that for a second. You are literally in the hands of the current of the ocean. Now, luckily, he still had his map and everything because it was an emergency kit, so he knew how to navigate and where he was by compass and everything. Right? He was smart like that because he understood sailing. So now, here's what happened. So now, this is like day 1, going to day 2, day 3, and day 4. Now, he's drifting, and the only luck that he has is to let the current take him to the shipping lanes, because where he was at, there was no shipping lanes. There were no boats around there because he was like in the middle of the Atlantic on the way to the Caribbean, right?
Wow.
So now all he hopes for is that he drifts to the shipping lanes. But he had another problem. The other problem was check this out. The other problem was he had to
Get out.
figure out like where he was, so he knew where he was,
Right.
and he was drifting towards the shipping lanes. But the major problem he only had a few cans of water for survival. So he was like sipping water little by little, right, to survive. And he had a little bit of emergency food, but that was it, because it's only meant for like, I think, a week, right?
Yeah.
So he's drifting, and he's making everything last. Then all of a sudden he gets to the shipping lanes, and he sees a boat. And this boat, like you can see it from a distance, right? And this boat, like he gets so excited, and it's pitch dark, right? And he gets excited. He's like, "Oh my God, the boat! There it is! The public can see me. I'm gonna get rescued! Yes!" So he puts out a flare right in the middle of the ocean at night. He's like, "Yeah!" And he opens up the can of water, and he's just pouring it on him. He's like celebrating, "Yeah, woo!" Right? Knowing that was his last can
Of survival
of
water.
survival water.
Oh no.
Okay? So now check this out. So now the boat is coming towards him. So it looks like it's seeing him. The reality is the boat just went by him. And he said, "I should have known this, because it's hard to see something that small from a distance when you're looking for it. Never mind when you're not looking for it."
That's
So keep
true.
in mind, nobody knows he's out there. So
right.
nobody is looking for anyone.
Damn.
Okay, so think about that psychologically in your head for a second,
Yeah.
okay? So here's what happened next. So now it's getting dire straits. He's going on like a day 14. Now he knows he's got to eat because he's got no more food. So in the emergency kit, there was like a little spear gun, and it was a little like a little weak one, right? It was like nothing. And he's like, I gotta try to get some food. This is it. I'm dead. I'm gonna just lay here and just die, right? But what he realized as he was drifting, he looked over and there were just fish everywhere, right?
That's true.
It was in the ocean. All these fish. Now he had an opportunity to grab a fish. Now, keep in mind, you got to make this work. And if you don't make this work, you're going to die because you got no food, right? Now you're running out of water.
Yeah.
But there's a positive to the water part. I'm going to get to it in just a moment. So now he's got the spear gun and he's going right there like that, right in the ocean, and trying to get a fish. But the stream of the gun was so weak, but he kept trying and kept trying and kept trying, and guess what happened? To no avail. He just couldn't get a fish, right? So, but he kept trying and trying and trying for like a whole day until the next day. Exhausted, right? Running out of food, no more food to eat. Your energy's going low. You're
No water?
run out of water, right?
Wow.
Check this out. So the spear gun breaks the next day. He kept trying.
Man.
So now what he did was, there was one part of it that he kept, but it was a pointy part, so he got lucky. So he imagine that in the ocean, you get lucky by these little things that happen. And then, and trust me, this is going to be a very valuable lesson for business when I get to the end. So what happens is, when what he did was he tied it together, right? And he manually started spearing now.
Wow.
And now he doesn't have much leeway. It's only like he has to go like this and lean over the raft in the ocean to try to get a fish as they're swimming by, right? Could you imagine? So he's been trying and trying and trying until one day, like it took him 2 days, he got one. and he just grabbed this fish and he put it right on the raft and he just beat the hell out of it to kill it really fast.
Wow.
And he started like peeling off and started eating the raw meat like sushi. And he was celebrating. He was so happy just to get that fish. So he kept taking little pieces of the fish off, put a little string across inside the raft, and he was like letting it dry up, and he was eating for days.
Wow.
Little pieces to keep him surviving.
Wow.
Okay? So things are great. He figures out that he has something in his emergency kit that separates salt water into fresh water. But it's a slow, grinding, little by little, drip by drip. So he only gets like a little spoonful of water every so often, right? Because as he was drifting again, he knows that he's got to drift towards the Caribbean. If not, what will happen? The current will send him right back out to the middle of the Atlantic again. And that happens, he won't survive. He won't make it. He's dead. Okay? So now, check this out. So now, he's got the fish, he's eating, he's happy and everything is great. So here's what happened. At night falls, he's getting some rest, and what's going on with him, he can't stretch out on this raft. It's like day 20, and he can't stretch out on this raft, right? So he's getting cramped in his legs. He's dehydrated.
Yeah.
He's getting like salt sores because you're in the ocean, right?
And the heat and the sun.
Yeah, so he's all affected by the water. He's affected by the heat and stuff because he was starting to go towards the south in the Caribbean. And as he was drifting towards there, the sun was getting hot because we all know, guys, Caribbean's warm, right? So he was getting the heat. So he's getting more dehydrated as he got hotter, right?
Wow.
So now, night falls. He's in his raft trying to get some rest, right? For the next day to try to get probably more food, right? So what happened was, all of a sudden, he feels this little flicker underneath his raft, okay? And he's like, what the hell was that? And then all of a sudden, it kept going back and forth and trying to hit the raft over and over again. You wouldn't believe it. It was a freaking shark trying to take him down. A shark in the middle of the Atlantic was trying to take him down.
Oh, shoot.
So he was like being thrown around the raft and everything. And he was like, what the hell is that? And he went outside and he saw a shark's fin. And he's like, oh no. So whatever spear he had, right, the little piece of shit spear, he was stabbing the shark as he was going by and hitting him in the eye and whatever. And the shark kept going and going. He knew that if he didn't fight that shark off, that shark either wouldn't have ate him or he would have drowned. One or the other, he would have been dead. Right? So, cause remember, no land, out to sea, man. You're in the sea. There's nothing but water. Okay? Put that in your mind for a second. Yeah, it's a true story for Jar. I'm going to give the links for you guys also here on Facebook. I got it on my YouTube. So what happened was the shark gave up. The shark gave up, and he kept drifting towards the Caribbean. Now, he figured out, like, he found that water thing, like I told you, remember? Now, he couldn't get it to work. He didn't understand it. Right? So he was getting dehydrated. He was getting like, I mean, though he ate, he still was like losing like weight, right? And it was getting worse and worse. And he said that what happens is when you don't have that much to eat and you're starting to starve, what happened was you start to lose like body fat, muscle because
your body starts to eat itself.
Your body starts to eat itself.
Oh gosh.
Okay? And that's what happens. And so check this out.
Wow.
So he had the spear gun still, right? And he finally got that mechanism to work. He figured it out. What he did was he put too much water in it because what he was doing it at first, and he was drinking the salt water, and he was like, it's not working. What the hell? It was because he put too much water. You have to put only a little bit of water, and then what happens is it starts the sun, the heat separates the fresh water from the salt, right? I know it's crazy, Mandy. So what happened was after that, he starts spearing for another fish. Because now he figured out the water problem. He knows he can survive because he gets a spoonful of water a little bit at a time. He knows he can hydrate, and that's important. So now he has the spear, and he's going to get another fish. This time he punctures the what? He punctures the raft.
Oh man.
Now there's no spare out in the ocean. There's no spare. So he punches the bottom part of the raft where it blows up, where you're floating, right?
Damn.
So now he sees these bubbles coming out. All this bubbles, all the air's coming out, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And he's like trying to he's got a handmade pump that you do, like that. And as he's doing that, it's like he's exhausted. He's been doing it like all day trying to keep the thing afloat, and he's exhausted. But he found something in the raft to actually fix it.
Wow.
Okay? And it was hard because you have to go around in the water and you couldn't really see. So you have to like feel for it and everything. And you have to make sure that he could actually plug it up. Now here's the thing. The first time he attempted it, it didn't work. And he was about to give up. It was like, that's it. I'm exhausted. I don't know how much more I could take of this. But he said this, and he started crying. He was upset. And he was talking about like, you don't understand when you're out in the ocean for that long. We're on day 20 now, right? Or day 30. It just keeps climbing. And then all of a sudden, you're alone. You're in isolation in the ocean with no human contact whatsoever. It will mess with your head, okay? Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, check this out. So he figures out like, okay, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to use every ounce of my strength. I'm not going to give up. So what he did was he found something and he made it work. I don't know how he did it, but he plugged it up and he kept pumping until it floated again. Okay? Because the thing was starting to, sink into the ocean.
Wow.
A raft, which is like a little, even though it's a 6-man raft in the ocean, a 6-man raft is like a little dot. Okay? Think about that. So now he's excited and, he's like, now I'm starving. I can't even get any more fish. I don't have any more strength to get any more fish. But he was still drifting along towards the Caribbean. So he just sat there and his lips were getting dry, were getting chapped. His skin, you could see it like he was getting skinny. He dropped down to 100 pounds, but he never gave up, right? Then all of a sudden, this was like, I'm going to fast forward. He was like on day, 76, the last day, okay? And all of a sudden, he wakes up, right? And he looks around and he sees land. He sees an island, okay? He sees an island, but he's in danger because he's weak, right? He's very weak. And all of a sudden he sees, oh no, I'm seeing a lot of corals that had sharp edges. And he's like, what am I going to do? I can't swim. I'm too weak to swim. I'll drown. That's how weak he was, right? Because he didn't get any more food. He was just too exhausted. So all of a sudden, by a miracle, he sees a fishing boat go by, right? The island is right there from a distance. Fishing boat goes by and sees him. And the first thing he remembers is like, hey man, what are you doing out here in the ocean, man? Just like that. He made it to the Bahamas.
Oh my gosh.
He made it to the Bahamas. The guy gave him the first drink of water, and he said it was like, as soon as he had that water, he felt like there were electrical impulses coming to life in his body.
Wow.
Just from having that
he was so dehydrated.
one bottle of water. They fed him, and they brought him to the hospital and everything, and he never gave up. It's just an amazing story I want to share with you guys, because the reason why the title states, are you a drifter or a doer? Here's what happens in life as an entrepreneur, okay? You either are a drifter and you don't set your own sail, or you were a doer and you set your own sail. And you never, ever, ever give up under any circumstances. I don't care if you make a lot of money like I did and then go broke again and do it all over again. Like, I don't care what happens to you. You never, ever, ever give up. That's me. That's how you know me. Yeah. That's how I am.
Yes.
I'll never, ever give up. I don't care if I fall again. I'll get back up again. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So this is the moral to the story is, okay, you want to be a doer. You don't want to be a drifter. Right. If you just drift along the Atlantic, you drift in the ocean, you're just going to be brought back around into the middle of the sea because you didn't set your sail properly. Right. And then you're not going to care about your life. Most people go through their lives, okay, drifting in the ocean, in the sea, and they never set a sail. Absolutely. Because they let circumstances control their direction. You see what I'm saying? He was smart. He didn't. He knew where he was going because he educated himself. Number one, educate yourself. Learn the skill sets.
Damn.
Find out exactly what you need to do to set your sail properly so you have success.
Yes.
Period. No excuses.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
This is the big deal if you are a drifter or a doer. Because doers, we don't make excuses. under any circumstances, as hard as it gets, I don't care how tough it gets, I don't care how different it seems, or like it's like foreign to you because it's new, you do not give up. You fight for your survival in this industry because you're fighting for your freedom. And every moment, every ounce of energy, everything that you do counts towards your success. This is why in our Diamond Coaching, we have the mindset and the mindfulness phase that is the biggest part of the whole system that we put together for all our coaching students. I want you to think about that for a second. All right? There's a reason for the way we set things up. And people are going to have some big aha moments at the end. And they're going to feel it. Because they're going to realize that it's not about the activities. I can teach anybody to generate leads. I can teach anybody to write an email. I can teach anybody marketing. But that's not what makes you a lot of money.
That's right.
What makes you a lot of money is how much of a doer you are and how often are you showing up even when you have a shark around you, okay? Even when your sail is starting to sink.
Right on.
Okay? How often are you going to fight and keep fighting until it freaking works? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how you have success in this industry as an entrepreneur. There is no other way around it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but that is the ultimate reality and the ultimate truth. This is why most people choose to drift and not set the sail. Okay? And I'm passionate about that because my boat sunk.
Sure did.
My boat sunk. I was making so much money, man.
Yep.
It was awesome. Traveling, on stage, asking to speak, okay? Getting a lot of credibility. My life was changing. I was going from the Caribbean, ocean, traveling all over the place. It was beautiful. Life was great. Guess what? Lost it all. My boat sank. I felt like shit. And there's nothing I could do but get back up and start grinding all over again.
Yes.
If I wanted to do it or not, I had to. Because if I didn't, it would have never happened. I could have gave up. How many things did I do didn't work? Constant. Many things. I had a shark, right? I couldn't get a fish for a while, right? I went through all of that. This metaphor is very important for you to understand. If you truly want success, you truly want to make things happen, okay? You're going to have obstacles. There are always going to be a shark in your way. You're always going to be challenged by your boat sinking, okay? You're going to be challenged about, like, am I setting the sail properly, right? You got to think about these things. It's so important.
And not only that, but at the end of the day, you do got to eat.
At the end of the day, you got to eat. Exactly.
Eat. That's right.
You never, ever, ever, ever stop fishing, even when you can't catch a fish that one day.
Yep.
All right? That's the way it works. You never, ever give up on your passion. Your passion is your freedom. Your freedom is worth fighting for. Think about yourself being trapped in the middle of the ocean, the middle of a vast ocean like the Atlantic. What would you do? Would you fight every ounce of your energy that you have? You would. By human nature, you would. But you see, here's a sad reality. Most people will not fight, okay, for their freedom as an entrepreneur. They will choose to drift and let the current take them where they go because it's easier.
That's right.
It's harder to fight for your survival. It's harder to fight for your freedom. It's harder to fight for a spectacular, amazing life. Phase 1, mindfulness. Phase 2, six-figure foundation, right? Phase 3, traffic. Phase 4. What's phase 4, guys? Come on, let's hear it. Are you guys paying attention? Right? I told you already what the phases are.
Conversion secrets.
Conversion secrets.
Conversion secrets.
See what I'm saying? There's a reason why it's designed that way. We're going to make you so uncomfortable. We're going to think about different aspects of your life that you never thought about before. And this is why the reason you've been failing. It hasn't been because of offers. It hasn't been because of you generating leads. And it hasn't been because of you following up. It has nothing to do with that. It is the opposite of what you think. It is you that are supposed to fight for your freedom and your survival and set your sail and get educated. This is how you have success. And you never, ever, ever, I'm going to repeat this again until I'm blue in the face, never stop fighting, period. That's Ace and Rich. Now I'm ready for questions.
Boom! Mic drop. Hello.
Okay?
All right. freaking awesome. And you're going to provide the link also.
Oh,
so
my God.
It is a true story.
Oh, my God.
This man was lost at sea for 76 days just drifting, and it's an incredible documentary. And the real guy in the story is literally, he's talking about it, and then you'll see in the documentary actor depicting exactly the true life events.
Job.
He definitely depicted it very exactly what the guy was going through. You will feel the suspense. You will be on the edge of your seat, and you will think about what Rich talked about as far as how this is relevant to even you and your business. A lot of people hear stories like this and they go, well, what's the point? What are we talking about here? How's this going to help me make money? Well, if you stop being ignorant for a while, maybe you shut up and listen, you probably might learn something. Okay? If you listen to the story and the analogy and the metaphors and you understand what it means to survive, or just like how Socrates told, the young boy about how if you want success, you want to have it as bad as you want to breathe. Just like what happened to this young man who actually was lost at sea for 76 days and down to his last breath, nearly before his lungs were about to freaking explode, okay? And he was about to drown. He literally used the last breath, and all of a sudden, by miracle, the latch opens up and he's fighting for his life to just survive.
Every moment is a fight
matters.
for survival. Every moment was a fight for survival.
Absolutely.
And now he's been able to live to tell the tale. Right? On what it's like to be lost at sea for 76 days.
And the way you got to look at it in your business is, do or don't. You better do something. There is no try. Okay? You can't come into this and be like, oh, I'll dabble with it and here and there. Well, do you want to dabble with your life if you were lost at sea? I don't think so. It's about the survival of the fittest. Either you're going to go toe-to-toe with a shark, or you're going to go toe-to-toe with your life and death situation. It's either one way or the other. You take your pick of how you want to struggle.
You're going to listen. You're going to encounter sharks.
Yeah.
You're going to encounter challenges that your boat's going to try to sink. Okay?
Exactly.
You just got to keep it afloat. And you got to set your sail properly. Right? That's what it's about, guys. That's what it's about. That's why I love this story. Just really made me think metaphorically on how this really ties to entrepreneurship. It really does. Because we have choices to make. We could either choose to just drift, or we could choose to survive. Right? And not only that, but live a spectacular, amazing life.
And that man had a choice. He could have chose to die, but he chose to live.
It was easier to die.
It was easier to say, I give up.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I never learned how to read a map. I never learned how to use a compass. I never learned how to use this water thingy to sift salt water and things.
But he figured it out. But he educated himself.
He had to.
And he knew on how.
He got a crash course on how to sift water.
Right, but he didn't know about the water thing.
Yeah.
It was something to do with World War II. You guys will watch the video and you guys will see. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So look at this. I may not fight as hard as I should all the time, but I have not given up. Mandy. Well, let this be a lesson to you. You fight, okay? Mm-hmm. You fight as hard as you have to. Speaking
of Mandy, we need to get back to her.
Yes.
We did get your message, my dear, but we've been dealing with holiday stuff, and we will take care of that.
Yep, and let's see. Mandy said, I just love you guys. This is amazing encouragement. Absolutely. This is a true story, guys. Mm-hmm. Watch that video. I'm telling you, it's going to really inspire you.
It has everything to do with what we are actually in the position of our lives when it comes to building a business. Survival of the fittest. Like you said, you lost it all when you made it to the top.
Good God, my boat sank, and it sank so hard. When you could able to just fly anywhere. I was going to the Caribbean. I was on an island, having a good time. I was asked to talk on stage in Vegas.
Exactly.
I ended up going to 2 events. I hung out with 2 millionaires, one over here in California, the other one in West Palm Beach, Florida. I got some great insight, build brand new relationships, build a new circle of influence, right? Mm-hmm. My life was heading in such a great direction, okay? And that boat sank so fast. And when it sank so fast, I still tried to keep it. I fought. I fought, guys. I fought. I kept pumping that air in there, keep that that raft afloat. And no matter what I did, I kept having another challenge, another challenge, another challenge, another challenge.
What was that challenge?
And then I had to go back to work. I had to change the way I was thinking.
Yes.
I was just getting beat up, man, constantly. And I just said, you know what? I'm never going to give up to my last dying breath. So.
Exactly. So anybody has any questions, post them in the comments in the actual
I don't think they do.
side.
I think they're just so immersed into the story.
Some of them said they were on the edge of their seat. It was intense.
Oh, no.
But when you watch it, it's going to be more intense because he just basically summarized it for you.
Yeah.
But you know what? don't want to spoil the details. There's more to it.
Yeah, it's more to it. Yeah,
just to be able to teach this as a business lesson to entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I said, what Socrates did with, you know, saying, you know, if you want success as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll know that you want to achieve it. That's exactly why it's so important that you understand, you know, how bad do you really want it? You know, it could have been so easy for this man to say, I give up, let death take me, and I'm done. But why you want to go out like that, right? You want to go out fighting. And what you did, you know, with your success is you climbed to the top, you failed, you said your boat sank, and anybody else would have given up. If they had a weak mindset, they would have just gave up, threw in the towel.
Yeah, because I look at it, what happened to me, like once I lost everything, I felt like I was on a raft. And I was going through all those obstacles, and man, like, you know, metaphorically, not of course real life, but you know, just, you know, mental wise, I was getting beat up from all different angles by sharks. I was getting beat up by trying to keep the boat afloat. I'm like, I just kept like going round and round. I'm like, why is it not working? Why is it not working? You know why it wasn't working? It was me. It was me. So in 2000,
how many of you guys can say this right now in the chat? You know why this ABC or this business XYZ or this program is not working? Because of me. Point to yourselves.
Yeah, and that's the thing
You have to take
too.
Responsibility for your failures, for what's happening, and don't look at your failure. Look at your failure as your feedback.
My coach always told me, he says,
right on.
He says you got to be honest with yourself. You can't lie to yourself. If you lie to yourself, you're defeating the purpose of actually, you know, about personal development. You have to be totally 100% like honest, transparent with yourself.
Got it.
More than anything, take the mask away, be vulnerable, accept what's going on, and then you can be more aware and actually find out how to really set your sail, right? So that's why when 2016 came along, what if I just gave up?
Yeah.
Right? And the opportunity came about for 2016 for us, and we just gave up like a year earlier. There would be no way we would be free right now, right? It's that constant fighting and never giving up because the passion is so strong to succeed. The hunger is so strong.
Yes.
When you are hungry to the point of survival because you want to survive, right? And then you want to thrive, and you have a vision how things can be, no matter how it looks currently right now. You never stop. You never give up. You just keep grinding, keep going and going and going and going. I don't care what anybody says. I had to go back to work. I worked 12 hours a day. I still was putting in the time for my work.
I hope y'all shared this thing, because let me tell you something. Those of you who actually just joined us and you missed it, make sure you watch the replay on this. Share this on your timeline. I think everybody should actually watch that documentary.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're a freaking entrepreneur or you're aspiring entrepreneur and you're trying to get in this journey and you're trying to make money online and you're trying to get things to just start working, but you don't really understand. It's not the circumstances. It's you. You have a choice.
Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, my business closed down, and you know, it wasn't my fault.
Right.
But it was my fault for not understanding, being more intellect, right? The intellect side. I didn't, you know, I deleted my list a year ago because I thought I had it made, right? I was like, oh, I'm making money now. I'm good, right? You know, there's that intellect, right? That's part of one of our phases.
Yeah.
And I was missing that, and I realized that now, because I said, well, that was a mistake. This time I don't want to make that same mistake. So I set my sail again, right? Now I knew that my list was an important asset of mine. Now I know the importance of having a list and always be building a list. Like right now I got 2,000 clicks running for my ad that I just started for this week. And I know that that's and more of an asset coming in that I constantly got to keep feeding, constantly keep doing lives, constantly building new relationships, constantly, building new relationship with buyers, right? It's a constant motion of setting the sail the right way and the proper way by all the mistakes and failures along in the past. Because you could only fail so much. You know, when you keep falling down, the more you keep getting up, the more the sail gets set right to the direction that you need to go. If you choose not to keep setting the sail and you keep giving up, then your boat's just going to drift in the middle of the Atlantic, and that's it, you're done.
And a lot of people, you know what, can resonate with this, but a lot of y'all feel like you want somebody to save you. Save yourself. Honestly,
yeah, you gotta save yourself.
You can't expect for somebody to come around like, you know, freaking Cinderella with her fairy godmother. That bullshit is not real. Okay?
Yeah.
What's real is the fact that you in this game and you in it to win it. That's what you got to do. Right. You got to treat this like a business. You got to stop feeling sorry for yourself. You got to start building up some courage and start focusing on what you can do to survive to literally make this happen. Because I'm telling you, when you do figure it out and you learn as much as you need to learn and you start getting results like us, I'm telling you, life is going to be different for you. You will have a different mindset, a different way of thinking, a different way of talking. You will have that leadership that people want to work with.
Absolutely. So this was a very valuable lesson that we shared with you today, guys. So you understand that the reality of building a business on the internet, and we'll be the first ones to tell you, we're not sugarcoating it. It is not easy because you have to battle the mental faculties in your mind that are trying to hold you back. Okay? This is why there's different phases, different categories in our mindfulness section in our coaching program. Okay? So with that being said, guys, I want to thank you so much for being on the live with us. We got to go because we got to get ready for a coaching client really soon.
If you're watching this on our live on Periscope as well as YouTube, we thank you so much. And you know what? We appreciate those of you who are brand new subscribers. Just click the subscribe button down below and click the notification bell so you don't miss a beat when Ace and Rich are actually
and
live.
Follow us on Twitter as well, too.
Follow us on Twitter as well, Periscope. And we're excited to see you and welcome you to the Freedom by Design Tribe.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you click on the link below. Find out where we got started and how we got started and how things worked out for us with an amazing system to really walk the path of success step by step, right? Not only that, but you'll have us as mentorship, and we can help guide you in the right direction and help set your sail, all right? Also, make sure you click on the notification bell and smash that likes button, and leave a comment. Also, if you have a question, we'll be more than happy to answer it for you. Also, guys, here on Facebook, we love you and appreciate you, and we will see you on a new live very soon. Have a fantastic day. Go out there and set your sail. Bye now.
Bye.